everyone, my name is Kelly and today I'm going to walk you through how I manage my eyebrows, how I tweeze them and maintain them. I did get a request from Ashley about a week ago, I think, maybe 2 weeks, about a week ago, and she asked how I do it. So I've been letting them go. It's been really hard for me. I've let them go as far as I can and I need to take care of it. Let's zoom you in so we can tackle these eyebrows. Hopefully everybody is doing really well this morning. Well, actually, you guys will be seeing this at night, but it's very early morning for me. I'm still drinking my coffee, but I looked in the mirror this morning and I said, today's the day. I can't go any longer. I did put a warm wash rag over my face just to kind of open up the hair follicles. It hurts less. So if you shower, it's a good time to do it then, or just take a little wash rag, place it over your eyebrows, warm them up, and it really does hurt less. And I'm going to get really close so you can see what I'm going to talk about for just a couple seconds. I have thinned eyebrows down here from over tweezing through my earlier years, and I actually have no hair that grows like right here. The ends are quite thin on this side, and then this side they're quite thin through here, almost non-existent actually. The first thing when you're deciding what to do with your brows, you have to be honest and you have to look dead on. This eyebrow is actually the eyebrow bone. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you, but my eyebrow bones are actually uneven. Not so much the skin, my actual bone is, they're offset. So I do take more from the top on this one and I do more from the bottom on this one just to kind of try to level them out. They're not even, they won't ever be even just because of where they're placed. It's slight, but it's enough that I do notice a difference. So the first rule that you want to observe on your face is this is just a eyebrow pencil, but just any pencil or anything that's pretty straight, right on the side of your nose, you want, make sure I'm even. This is how far your eyebrow should go. It pretty much is the side of your nose, that is the inside corner of your eye, should go straight up on both sides. And well, let me get this, when this is even, you can really see how sparse this is right here. I do fill this in. The reason that you take your eyebrow this far to the inside of this line right here is because right there is about how wide your opening for your eye is. So it really does level your eyes. So if you pull your eyebrows too far this way, there's too much of a gap that does not look the same as your eyes. So my eyes are also different shapes, sizes, so we work with what we got. The second thing you're going to do is take your straight object and rest it right there at the edge of your eye and the edge of your nose, and that's how far you should be taking your eyebrow. So if you have any hair, I have a couple, those need to go. Your arch also with the side of your nose, and then the outside color of your eye, that's where your arch should be, right there. Or, I mean, you could always go straight up and down, but I just find it's easier to find the edge of your eye and the edge of your nose, and that right there is where your natural arch should be if you choose to do an arch. You also want to make sure that you have the shape that you want. I try to do more of a natural shape, but I do have to fill in quite a bit, but there's quite a bit down here that I need to take, and there's little bits of stragglies everywhere. I do sit down with a spoolie and then a good set of tweezers. This pair right here, this is from Avon. They're quite old. I bought a pair. They're the Revlon Expert tweezer. I got mine at Walgreens. They also sell them at CVS, Walmart, Myers. I've seen them. But you want a pair that's slanted and that close very tight. I don't like the ones that are very pointy, and I don't like the ones that are rounded on the tips here. I like them very tight. That way I have control over what I'm doing. You are going to want some aloe. Aloe helps with the redness, and it does take down the swelling if you are somebody that swells. I am one of those, and I'll stay red all day though. I just have very sensitive skin. What I do is I take my spoolie and I brush all of my brow hair straight up, just so that I can really see what I need to get. This doesn't, there's about 2 hairs here. There's not much because I have very, very sparse hairs over here. And I don't usually take this up too high. After you brush these hairs up, you can just take this and then as a guide so that you get a straight line, or if you need to, if you can't just envision that line, you can use a pencil and draw it on there. But and then you just tweeze everything below that line that's right there. I always start with the bottom. Just because it's easiest for me. And typically I will do this as I see them. So if I see them growing, I grab them. But I grab everything that's pretty much below my imaginary line, which I do like. Just right there. Where I find my starting point is how low I want the center of my brow to be here. And then after that, that's where my line starts. My imaginary line just kind of goes up. Oops, goes up. But I'm missing all of this. So this gets filled in right here. And then it stops right there on the outside of my eye, or if you have to do it this way. And then from there, it does go towards my ear, but then it stops right there. And then it's sparse. But there's just a couple that do grow down here that I usually hit. And I grab those. So once I get this side done, then I go to this side. And same thing, I want these to be even, which this one usually has a couple extra. Just always making sure that it is even. And then the imaginary line we are drawing. And this one is the one that has a lot of stuff. I don't usually go too high of an arch. Like if you turn to the side, it's very natural. And again, I'm missing so much hair right here. I'll brush it up so you can see. But you see how my hairs go straight up right in here because this is almost gone. So right there, again, I have all of this missing. So I do have like 3 hairs that grow there, so I do leave those. So all of this down here I do, but I do stay away from that. I leave them. And then I get everything below. I've never been really good at the very skinny tweezers. I've always liked these really, really flat ones. Typically they're the black ones from Revlon. I think they're upstairs in my daughter's room. Tweezers are one thing that we lose. I buy them almost regularly and they're always gone. You just keep checking, making sure that your starting point is level. If you need to, make sure. You see it right there, you can see how uneven they are. This one's much higher. But make sure the underneath looks good, looks even. And then I brush them down. And I usually don't, but just make sure there's nothing on this side that you need to take. You might not, but my brows don't go too high on this side, but this side I do need to lower it. There you are able to see how much higher that brow is. So I do try to pull it down a little bit and just very, very carefully I hold that down, and then on me, they're very small, but because I do this on the regular. But usually it's just this top row of hair that grows that I need to pull. And I go all the way to the edge where it starts to naturally arch right there. And you brush them back how they naturally are going to want to lay, just so you can see. I missed a couple, so. But this is the trick. Brows are not, I don't think anybody's brows grow even on anybody, but mine are actually sit differently on my face. But I manage them a little bit different so that they kind of do look a little bit more related. And then just check again and see how pulling this one down, they look a little bit more even on my face as far as the level. It's a trick. And then this one does get pretty crazy over here. There's quite a bit that needs to come off on the end here. And then also, this one grows like up. Just right at the end, there's a couple that as I've aged, they're just going into my hairline and they're unruly. So I do snag those. I have not found a gel that moves them down, so we grab those. But there are my brows done. As this gets up close, you can see we are right at the edge. There's nothing here that needs to be taken. And then here as well, that's where they stopped. And then the arch is right there. And that's really, this gets filled in quite a bit. I'm surprised this much has grown back. And this side right here, again, you can see it should be there. You could see how absolutely sparse this is right here. It's bad. Thank goodness for brow products, because I really do. I fill quite a bit of this in just because this gets so thin, and I don't like this much of a, I look like I'm questioning everything. So I do take this and I fill all of this in and just more round it. And same thing up here, I round it more when I do fill. So I fill this in so that way it's just more of a natural taper and not this over tweezed 90s mess that I suffered through. But these are my brows. This is how I do it. Now that I have you zoomed out just a little bit more, it's probably much more noticeable how sparse this is here and how sparse it is there. I feel like this is all anybody sees on me. They don't see these little tails over here. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it was really helpful. Thank you, Ashley, for requesting this. It was actually kind of fun to sit down and explain how I tweeze and how often. It really depends on tomorrow. There might be a really long hair, and I don't know why that seems to happen. It's like, oh, I missed one maybe, or the light's catching it just right. And so if I see one, I grab it. But that's usually how I do it. As far as the shape, I fake it with brow products. So there's my secret. I over tweezed as a teenager and in my very early 20s, and now that I'm almost 40, we have no eyebrows. If you have any more requests, tips, tricks, hacks, or just makeup products you want to see reviewed or tested out or tried out, go ahead and leave those in the comments section. Find me on other social media. On Instagram, you can find me at GlamWithKelly, and on Twitter, I am Glam_Kelly. I hope you guys subscribe and stick around for more future content. I do uploads every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!